In the project we're working on, there are 3 HTML pages. You can see them here in brackets. We have the amendments.html, constitution.html, and declaration.html. Inside the body element, the first thing we put here is a section for navigation links. We want this first line of navigation links to simply enable us to go from one HTML page to another. When you look here in the live preview window, you can see here that we're looking at the Constitution of the United States. And since we are in the Constitution, then we do not need a link on this top row up here to the Constitution. We're already there. So what we want is to have a link that takes us to the Declaration of Independence and a link that will take us to the amendments to the Constitution. If I go to the Declaration of Independence page, here we are, Declaration of Independence, and you can see that our top 2 links here are Constitution of the United States and amendments to the Constitution. If I go to the amendments.html page, then you can see here that we have a link to the Constitution and a link to the Declaration. So this is what we need for our top row of links. And what these links are doing, they're taking us simply between one HTML file and another file. I'm going to go back to the Constitution page and look here at the code that I've already gotten started for us. This first row here, beginning on line 12, tells us that we have an anchor tag and that the href, or the hypertext reference, that this link is going to take us to is to a page that is called declaration.html. So this anchor tag here on line 12 will take us to this file, declaration. Now, along with the anchor tag and the href, always put in a title, and the title is what will come up on the page if people hover over that link. So if I come back to the live preview window here and just move my mouse up and hover over the Declaration of Independence link, then you can see that the little screen tip that pops up says web page for the Declaration of Independence. And that's exactly what I've typed in right here. So this is a way of giving your users an idea about where that link will take them. So we begin with the anchor tag, and we have the href in it. We have the title that's typed in it. And there are other attributes that we could put inside here, but this is all we need for now. Then we have the actual text that goes here. And then after that, we have the closing anchor tag. And then we have a series of character codes. And these character codes simply mean these first 2, notice they are exactly the same. And this means a non-breaking space. So I'm putting in 2 blank spaces. And then the ampersand here with number 124. This is the character code for this vertical bar called a pipe. The vertical bar that stands up between the declaration link and the amendments link. And then I follow that with 2 blank spaces so that these are evenly spaced in between. This is one way of separating the links and making it clearer to the user that one link is for one thing and another link is for another thing. When we get closer to the end of the term, we'll take out the vertical bars and we'll turn all of these links into buttons. Now what we need is for the amendments to the Constitution to also have a link. And so what I'm going to do is highlight amendments to the Constitution. And since I'm here in brackets and I have my Emmet extension installed, then when I select this text, amendments to the Constitution, I'm going to press Control-Shift-A. And when I press Control-Shift-A, then we come down and we have the Enter abbreviation. And what we want to do is to wrap this text here, amendments to the Constitution, we want to wrap this in an anchor tag. So we come down and the anchor tag is simply the letter A. Type A, then we press Enter. And then we can see that now we have the anchor tag beginning here. And it takes us to the amendments, and that here is the closing tag. Now, what we need to do here is in the href, we need to type the name of the file that we want to go to, and this is amendments. And I start typing, and I can see that brackets helps me. I can just click that and select it so that I don't mistype it. And then I need a title. And I will put web page for amendments to the Constitution. And then I will hit Control S. And when I do that, then you will see this link up here in the live preview window where it says amendments to the Constitution on the top row. Then when I hit Control S to save, that will turn into a link that we can use. So Control S to save, and 3, 2, 1. We've saved the file, and now I can come here to the amendments to the Constitution and click that, and it takes me to this page. And I can simply go back to the Constitution by clicking on Constitution here, or I could have gone back to the Declaration of Independence. But what we want to do is to put this same link to the amendments to the Constitution here in the declaration file. So here we have that place where we need that link to be. But you know what? I've already typed that once, so why type it again? I'm just going to come down here and highlight that, Control C to copy. I'm going to go back to declaration, and here is where I want that to be. So I'm going to hit Control V to paste. And then on the declaration page, as you can see here in the live preview window, you can see that the amendments to the Constitution is not yet turned into a link. So I'm going to hit Control S to save my HTML file. And when I do, that will turn this into a link. So here I go in 3, 2, 1. There it goes. And I've saved it. And so I click on the link. Sure enough, it takes me there. If I click on Declaration, it takes me back. If I go to Constitution, it takes me right up here, and I have all of the links now available. If I come to the Amendments page, I can see that here I have the link already built that takes me to the Constitution, and right here I have the link already built that takes me to the Declaration. And so now I have links on the top row on all 3 of my pages that enable me to click one of these links and to navigate between these 3 pages. These are called hypertext. This is the root of everything that the web means. When Tim Berners-Lee invented the web, the most important aspect was being able to link from one page to content that's in another page. And that's what the href does, and this is what we mean by hypertext. We can click on a link and that jumps us to someplace else on the web where we can get different information.